What's going on, everybody? My name's LUCK, aka Luck, and welcome to episode 2 of my Mod Mastery Embers Rekindled series. This is the series where we pick a mod and we go through all the way through the mod, get all the way to the end game, and see what the mod has to offer, and hopefully by the end of it, we'll be masters of it. So in between episodes, it occurred to me that if I wanted this series to be a little more of an edutainment series, right? I needed to show you guys exactly what the series or the mod has to offer, right? So in order to get this ancient codex, you need to find these underground structures that are made of archaic brick, right? And inside you'll find an archaic golem. In the past, when this mod had originally come out, you can find the archaic golems just kind of traveling about on top, on the overworld. So I'm not sure if they still spawn up there, but I will tell you they do spawn underground. And on screen, I'll show some images of them and what they look like and how far underground. I found this one at -35, if that makes any difference. And then once you kill the golem, you actually get an ancient motive core, which is pretty cool. Yeah, that's how you actually make the ancient codex. So sorry if that wasn't very clear in last episode, but that's actually how you make the ancient codex. And then you can also get archaic bricks from the golems. But yeah, so last episode we were working on getting some of the embers to power everything this mod has to offer, and it looks like our machine just finished up, which is cool. Let's take a look and see what our haul is. We got 34 of the ember shards, 10 ember grit, 10 ember crystals. Okay, cool. So let's take that back upstairs. I think this is a good starting point for what we can actually do with this stuff. And let's see what we can do with this. So Ember Grit, I'm not too sure. This is new to me because in the old version of Embers, this didn't exist. So let's see. All right, so this can be used as a fuel in a regular furnace, which is cool. You can also do alchemy with it, apparently. Nice. Codebreaker Slate. That's interesting. That's cool. How do you make a, what is this? Alchemy. That might be part of the... Yeah, no. I guess we'll find out. Soon. But you can use it for alchemy. Catalysis? Yeah, catalysis and combustion. Okay, cool. Catalysis chamber, nice. And Ember activation. So this is probably what we're going to get into today. This is kind of like the base form of power generation in this mod. It doesn't generate power in the way that you think of. It doesn't generate RF or FE, right? Although it says that you actually can make an augment for your iron furnaces to put Ember Grit in there, which is kind of cool. Yeah, so we're going to get into Ember activation today. So that's kind of chapter 2 right here. It says we need an Ember activator in order to even open up this page. So let's look at what that's going to take. So Ember activator, where you at? Ember, I guess it would help if I typed a little bit more. Ember activator. Okay, so it's going to take some iron plates and some copper, which we have, luckily, most of that. Let's cook up some more copper, right? I guess we could use this grit here so we don't have to keep using our coal, right? And then, so we have the copper, we have the iron, right? So let's go ahead and make ourselves 2 of those iron plates, like so. And then we'll grab ourselves 8 cobblestone, get that ready for a furnace. Cool. And then as soon as this finishes up, we'll be able to make our Ember activator. All right, and that looks like we have enough copper now. So let's go ahead and get this guy cooked up here. So Ember activator. All right, awesome. So cool, very cool. So I believe it's going to work a little weird. I think these ones on the bottom are inputs and these ones on top are outputs, which is kind of counterintuitive, but you'll see why when we kind of go to start using this thing. All right, so let's see. Needs Ember activator. We have an Ember activator, right? That is what this is. Yes. So why are we not able to open this up? Are there still things that we need to mark as complete? Oh, there we go. Okay. So we, that's what we needed. Gotcha. Right. Pressure refinery. Let's take a look at this. While the activator can refine crystalline ember, it produces only a modest amount. The pressure refinery is a means of getting much higher yields per crystal. It requires both water and ember to be pumped into it, resulting in a default 1.5 times yield from the activator. However, if placed on a metal block with lava or fire around it, it can reach up to 3 times yield, depending on how many hot blocks there are around the base. Cool. And then mini boiler. Piggybacking for explosions. Ember is a highly energetic substance that produces heat both when consumed and when produced. It would be a shame to let the heat go to waste. By attaching a pressure vessel to the side of an ember consuming or producing machine, you can boil water into steam for other purposes, but beware that at high pressures the boiler can easily rupture. Okay, cool. Interesting. So now we opened up this new chapter here. Ember transfer. Let's take a look at what this has to say. Send and receive. The actual manipulation of the ember you receive from the activator or other refineries involves 2 main blocks: ember emitters and ember receptors. Emitters function as the sending end. Simply place them on a machine and they will suck out ember from the machine into their internal buffer. Then, while powered by redstone, they will periodically expel ember. Receptors function as the receiving end. When they receive an ember burst from an emitter, they will push the ember into the attached machine, no redstone required. Note that if ember is received, but the receptor can't take all of it, some of it will be lost, signified by a plume of smoke and sparks. Cool. To link embers and receptors together, simply right-click the emitter with your tinker hammer and right-click the receptor with the hammer. There is no distance limit to linking, but after an ember burst has been in transit for a while, it can fade away, losing all of the ember it carried. Alright, so we learned about those. We got those, right? I guess we'll kind of work our way over to here. So, melter. Using the power of activated ember, you have devised a way to melt down objects. When the melter's bottom block is provided with ember, it will melt down meltable items in its top block into their liquid state, where the molten fluid can be piped out for external use. Cool. Oh, that unlocks more. Geologic separator. Many ores and minerals found in the earth aren't just pure metal. They're amalgamated with impurities like other minerals. The geologic separator is a machine upgrade devised to filter out some of those impurities when melting ores, and thus providing a little bit of extra output. So, ore not doubling, but ore 1.3ing. It must be placed beside the melter with the tap facing towards the bottom block of the melter to work. Okay, cool. Very cool. Stamper. To shape molten metal into useful forms, you have devised the stamper. To stamp molten metal requires 2 parts, the stamper itself and the stamper base. Place the stamper 2 blocks above the stamper base, give it ember as well as a particular stamp, pipe molten metal into the stamper base, and the stamper should begin to process it. You may place a bin beneath the stamper to automatically collect the products. Very cool. And let's look at this real quick before we move on there. Capacitor. The copper cell fulfills a very simple purpose, ember storage. It can be given ember using an ember receptor, or have ember removed from it through the ember emitter. Note that when a copper cell is broken, it will retain its stored ember. Okay, cool. So before we go on too far, I think we should kind of play around with some of these, right? So let's go back and look at the ember activator, right? So let's take a look at this guy. I think what I want to do in today's episode, I think we want to get this guy working, right? And then maybe we'll set up one of those ember cells. One of these guys here, copper cell, right? And then we'll have it go to a melter, right? So let's try that first, right? So let's see what this thing says about this. The Ember activator is an ingenious device, finally allowing you to extract usable energy from Ember crystals. Simply insert said crystals and shards into the bottom of the device using a hopper or other item transportation method. And soon, marked by a fiery burst, activated Ember will appear within the copper cage atop the machine. Okay, cool. Very cool. Let's see. Where did I have... Did I run out of pipes down there? No, I still have them. Okay. So let's make a bin, right? Because those seem pretty cool. They only store 1 stack, which is fine. They're pretty cheap to make because they only take lead. So let's do this and this. Cool, bin. Now you can extract items out of the bin and put them directly into things, right? So if we take our Ember shards, and I don't know if I want to burn the crystals or the shards. Let's see. That gives 400 Ember. That gives 2,400 Ember. Interesting. Okay, so let's just start with a couple of the full-on crystals, right? So just place them in there just like that, right? And then let's get ourselves an extractor. Extractor, right? Yeah. We're going to need some of those Caminite plates and some redstone dust. We already have some Caminite on us. Cool. Raw Caminite. Sweet. I should have put tiny coal in this pack. Maybe I'll do that for next episode. Yeah. Yeah, we'll definitely have to do that for next episode, just to make things easier. Cool. And 2 of these guys, and boom, and boom. Item extractor. We still have some pipes, which is cool. Let's go ahead and grab ourselves. We're going to need a couple of levers, I believe. Because we're going to need 1 for the extractor itself, and then 1 for the activator. So we'll do like that, and like that, right? And now what we should see... Yep, it just took those, and it put them into here. Oh, there we go. We have Ember. Ladies and gentlemen, we have Ember. All right, and I love the visuals in this mod. It really reminds me a lot of the Dwarven from Elder Scrolls. If any of you guys are fans of Elder Scrolls, it reminds me a lot of that. Once you get like all these machines set up, it's really, really cool. All right, cool. So let's look at what's involved in those copper cells. So copper cell. Okay. Those seem pretty easy, to be honest. We're just gonna need a few more of those Caminite bricks. Let's grab half a stack, maybe? Right? Yeah, that should get us there. So we'll use our grit. Why not? Why not? Are we on wood? Not too terrible. Let's go ahead. Oh, we already had some copper. Cool. Let's go ahead and get a few more pieces of wood cooked up into some more charcoal to feed our ember boar down there. I'm wondering now... Oh, look! Our gauge is way up now. Nice. Nice. I didn't realize that it changed over time. I don't know if it changed over time or it changed because I logged out and logged back in. That's interesting. It's very interesting. I guess we could plop this guy down right here, right? Does it go chunk by chunk? Is this all in one chunk? Seems to be. Cool. Here we go. That'll measure our ember over time. Alright, so Caminite bricks. We're still waiting on a few more. Just need 2 more, and then we should be good on that. I guess we could start running some charcoal through our bore. Might as well, since we're here. That machine is loud. I gotta see in the config for the mod if there's a way to turn that down, because that is a loud machine for sure. Alright, cool. So Caminite bricks, nice. And just a block of copper and some iron, which we totally have. Cool. And copper cell. Nice. Now this guy, I'm not really sure what like the most, the best setup for this kind of stuff is, but I think what we're going to do is we're just going to put him down like right here, right? Seems good to me. And then let's make some of those transmitters and receivers, right? So let's open up at Embers. Emitter, right? So we're going to need some more of those caminite plates. And receptor, yes, we're definitely going to need more of those caminite plates. So let's get 4 of you guys cooking up here. We might as well just do 8, right? Because it's 8 per piece of coal, so we might as well. And you should have coal. Cool. Awesome. Very cool. And I'll be back when those are cooked up. Alright guys, so we have 4 caminite plates. For anybody who's wondering on this series why I haven't been attacked by mobs or anything, number 1, I have feral flare lanterns all over the place, and then I got the idea of just turning it to peaceful. Right, gonna be totally real with you guys, it's on peaceful. And that's just because this is more of an edutainment, like I said, type of series. I'm relearning the mod as you guys are learning with me, so I don't want to be bothered by skeletons and zombies. But yeah, and I put a bunch of feral flare lanterns here to light the whole place up. So there's that. But yeah, so let's look at getting an... Ooh, and you get 4 per craft. Nice. How very nice of you, Embers. Awesome. So emitter, receptor, right? And then what we should be able to do is we should be able to put a receptor here, an emitter here, and then we take our tinker's hammer and we just go you to you. You do the thing. Do the thing. If I remember correctly, I think these things need to be... They need to be somewhat in a straight line-ish. Like, they can't, like, curve super hard. So let's try... Let's move you out this way, right? Let's bring you over here for a second. So let's do that. And receptor, emitter. And at least that's how it worked in the old mod. Like they couldn't like curve off like super hard, let's say. Let's read up on these guys. The actual manipulation of Ember. Refinery involved 2 main blocks. I'm an emitter and a receptor. Emitters function as sending and simply place on a machine and they will suck out Ember from the machine into their internal buffer. Okay. Then, while powered by redstone, they will periodically expel Ember. Okay, we don't want them to expel Ember. Function as receiving end. When they receive an Ember burst from an emitter, they will push an Ember to the attached machine. No redstone required. Maybe they do need redstone. Well, let's try it. Let's try. Oh, there we go. There we go. Yeah, so they do need redstone. And I think this mod adds cool looking levers. Yeah, they add caminite levers. And I think they actually function pretty well with the parts of the mod. Like they like... So like if you put one, I'll show you. So if you put one on an extractor, right? They kind of turn into these little cool little levers, right? So I believe it should do the same thing here, right? Yeah. There you go. I think this can hurt you too. Oh, maybe not. Maybe because I'm in peaceful, it's not hurting me. But I believe they can hurt you as well. So now our copper cell is filling up. Now I don't know how you can... There we go, Ember dial. Just like that. We would need a piece of paper. So the craziest thing just happened. A piece of paper just appeared in front of me. It was pretty cool. So let's go ahead and make one of those copper plates. Cool. And Ember dial. Nice. So this should tell us how much Ember is in this thing, right? There we go. Very cool. Very, very cool. See, this mod is way more updated than it was the last time I played it. I don't remember any of this being here. Yeah, it's way more updated. It's very cool. I like it. I like it a lot. All right, cool. So the next thing we're going to work on is the melter, right? So melter. Let's look at this thing. It's going to take more of those Camonite bricks, another Camonite plate, which we have one, and we have copper and iron. So let's see. We're going to need to cook up some more of that Camonite. 8 more of those. Cool. Boom. And while we're waiting on that, let's go check on our boar. See how that's doing. Cooking away. We like it. Let's grab some of these ender crystals, right? Grab like 4 and throw them in there. So it looks like this cell, my math is mathing, it holds 24,000 and each one of these produces 2,400, right? So this can hold about 10 full crystals worth of ember, right? There it goes. And there it goes. Nice. See, that's what I love about this mod. It's not your typical tech mod. It very much just, it does its own thing. We're going to take the ember grid. We'll use it as fuel. Alright, and it looks like we got all the Camonite bricks that we're going to need. So let's go ahead and get these cooked up. Boom. And I believe we just need 8 more pieces of cobble to make another furnace. Boom, furnace. Now, melter. Nice. Let's see what this guy's all about. So, I guess we'll just put you right there. Okay, cool. Now, I think what it said, let's read the book again. Oh, can I have that back, please? Thank you. Let's see what it said here. Using the power of activated ember, you have devised a way to melt down objects. When the melter's bottom block is provided with ember, okay, so it's got to go on the bottom, will melt down meltable items in its top block into their liquid state, where the molten fluid can be piped out for external use. Okay, so let's go ahead and we're going to put an emitter here, right? And I don't know if let's back this up a little bit. I'm sure we'll find the correct way to structure all of these machines at some point. But for right now, I want to see the fancy particles. So let's go ahead. Where did there it is. Cool. So you to you. Cool. Then you saw how that curved down. That's what I was talking about. So I believe they can't curve at a certain angle, right? We can actually test that out. Let's see. I think I can just plop one down here, right? So, okay, so you can go there. Will you go there? Oh, okay. So, okay. So they must have fixed it then. Or like changed it so that it can just go anywhere. I remember it used to, like if it was too sharp of a curve, the ember would just fly off and just disappear. Like you would just lose it. Alright, cool. So let's check this out. So it says that we can melt stuff down. Let's just put a piece of iron in there, right? And are you doing your thing? Don't seem to be doing anything. Why not? Why not, buddy? Let's see. You have devised a way to melt down objects. When the melter's bottom block is provided with ember, it will melt down meltable items in its top block into their liquid state. Oh, I know why. You guys are probably like, duh. Where did... Oh, did we use all the levers? Didn't think we did. We'll just use a regular lever for this. Each one of these needs to have a lever on it. I forgot about that. There we go. There we go. Oh, look at those particles. That is cool. That is fun. I like that. There we go. And now we have some liquid iron. And now what we can do is let's look at pipes, right? Fluid pipe. So we're going to need some more iron. which ironically we just melted down. Oh, there's my levers right there. And how did you guys get in there? That's weird. Let's go ahead and melt down 8 of you guys. And we got just enough iron. Cool. And so, pipe. Yep. Fluid pipe. Nice. And then I was looking up extractor, because we're going to need one of those, a fluid extractor. We need some redstone. Cool. And a fluid extractor. Nice. Now I believe that there are, what was it? Come on, get out of here. Fluid vessel. There we go. That's what we want. Fluid vessel. So more iron plates, caminite bricks. And how are we for... Weren't we cooking up? I think we had cooked up just enough caminite for what we needed before. So we'll put these guys in here. And we'll do 4 because we don't want to waste fuel. And we'll get a plate. And we'll just wait for some caminite bricks. So one thing I noticed while I'm waiting for that iron to cook up, this guy does not stop until you turn him off. I don't know if there's a way. I would assume that within the mod, there is a way to turn that off. But it just wasted a whole bunch of ember, which is funny. So let's see. Yeah, we got enough. So fluid vessel. Oh, we need another iron plate. Cool. And fluid vessel. Nice. All right, so let's go ahead and pipe this out into here, right? Do you and you. Cool. And we'll give you a lever. Awesome. So now we got liquid iron in there. Very cool. Awesome. And then what else can we do with that? So stamper. I believe the stamper is what... Yeah, the stamper is what we would want to do to turn it into an ingot. So, yep, there we go. Raw ingot stamp, which is just 4 of the caminite. Okay. So let's go ahead and make an ingot stamp. Oops, we need 4 of those, aren't we? 4, please. So one of these guys, cool. So we'll get that cooking up. Like so. Cool. And then we need a stamper. So we need a stamper and we need a stamp base. Okay. So it's going to take more iron than I have cooked up right now. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to get everything together that we need. And we will be back in just a moment. Just came down to check on my ember boar, and we got a ton of ember. Nice. That's what I like to see. Let's go ahead and take half of this stack here. What's the... Ooh. Ember's going down. So I don't know if it fluctuates like throughout the day, or like you have to like let it replenish, or... I'm not sure. We'll keep an eye on that gauge though. And let's go ahead and put these guys in here. Boom. Nice. Start refilling this, please. Awesome. And then all of our stuff should be done here. Very cool. And you. Nice. So let's go ahead and get ourselves a stamper. And a stamp base. Awesome. Now, what did this say about the stampers, right? It said something about they have to be 2 blocks. To shape molten metal in a useful form, you devise a stamper. To stamp molten metal requires 2 parts, the stamper itself and the stamper base. Place the stamper 2 blocks above the stamper base. Give it ember as well as a particular stamp. Pipe molten metal into the stamper base, and the stamper should begin to process it. Cool. So let's go ahead and try that out. So it said 2 blocks, right? So if we put the stamper base here, right? And then we do that guy there. That should work, right? I would think so. I would think so. Let's see, will the pipes connect there? They totally do. We're going to need another extractor. A fluid extractor. Ember extractor. Yeah. Redstone. So as you guys can see, this mod isn't like super resource intensive, and you can start doing the stuff fairly early, but it's still, I mean, it does require a certain amount of resources, right? All right, cool. So we have that there. Now, I would think we just kind of put that guy there, right? And then I would assume that we feed Ember to the stamper, right? So let's put in an emitter on top. Cool. Receptor on the side. And we'll do you to you. Give you a redstone signal. Oh, don't want that, because we don't want... And I think it just stamped. Yes. There we go. Oh, it did. Nice. Nice. We must have a little bit left in there, so let's go ahead and melt another piece down. We'll actually melt 2 more down, right? And we'll watch this whole process take place. This must still have some heat built into it. Nice. There we go. Ah, I love this mod. It's so good. Alright guys, so that's going to be it for this episode. I feel like we got pretty far, you know, as far as this chapter goes. Next time when we come back, we'll explore the rest of what we got going on this side, and then we'll move on to the other chapters from there. But yeah, guys, if you guys are enjoying this series, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Stay tuned for the next episode, and I will catch you guys later. See ya!